Good afternoon, everybody. Randy O'Neill here, and we are going to go ahead and get started making the next video in our OneNote series. Hopefully by now everyone has watched the first three videos and you do know how to go in and open up your notebook. And the notebook that we've been creating is called Home Bills. Within this notebook, so far we've created our sections: mortgage, power, cable, mobile phone, etc. Maybe some of you have actually created one that was customized to your immediate needs, which is good. So today, what we're going to look at is we're going to look at how we can start adding pages and adding data to these pages. What I'd like to do is go ahead and I'm going to click on the power. We're going to work on creating a electronic notebook where we can track all of our monthly power bills and when we've made payments and things of that nature. So the first thing we come to when we click on the power tab is going to be the first page in our notebook, which if you look over here on the right hand side, you'll see that we have what is a untitled notebook. To give a notebook a title, simply all you have to do is right here at the top of the page where it's already got a box for you to start typing in. This is where you're going to place the title of your page. So here I will do, see, I'm in South Carolina, I have Duke Energy, so I will do Duke Energy as a home page. And then underneath Duke Energy, I may want to include, say, a link to their website or something like that. We'll talk a little bit later about how we can add links and web data to our pages. Right now, we want to create this notebook, and then over here in the right-hand column, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding pages. I want to add a page for each month of the year. Right now, this is September of 2014. So I'm going to say there's 4 months left in this year. Right here, you see Add Page. Alright, if you are in 2013, you just click this button and it will add a page. Click it again, it'll add another one. So let's see, we got September, October, let's do November, December, and then for planning ahead, say January, February, March, April, May, June, blah, blah, blah. And you can add pages all the way up until 2030 if you want to, but for today's lesson, we're not going to do that. The next thing that I want to look at is I want to say, okay, this is Duke Energy. This is my main page. But the months, I want them to be subpages to the main page. And the question becomes, how do you create a subpage? Well, in 2010, if you happen to be using that interface, up here at the top you would see an option to create a subpage or a page. You would do it there. But here in 2013 we only get add a page. So I'm going to go to the first page here and I'm going to right click. When I right click, the last available option to me is make subpage, and you see the arrow button to the right. Click that and immediately it makes this a subpage to the main page. Now, I could do that numerous times. If I had 100 months that I have created, obviously that's going to take a long time. So how can I do all of these at one time? There's a keyboard shortcut for that. If you will click on the very next untitled page one time just to select the page, and now hold down the shift key. Do not take your finger off the shift key on your keyboard and click the last page. Alright? Now, remove your finger, don't click any buttons, and you'll notice that everything has been selected. So now that I've selected everything, I can right click and say make subpage, and it will automatically make every one of these pages a subpage. Now from here, what I would do is I would click on a page, I would name it September 2014, next click it, October 2014, and so on and so forth. And then the next thing I may want to do is I may want to include a copy of my power bill. So let's go to September. What I've done is I've actually created just a bogus little 4-line sheet that is a make-believe power bill for the month of September, and I have created that as an Excel document. What you might do is actually scan a copy of your power bill into your computer, save it into whatever file you want to save it into, and then from there you can insert it. So what we're going to do is click on the Insert tab, and we're going to select File Attachment. I want to insert a file attachment. And September Power Bill is automatically popping up because I just created that before I did this lesson. But if you had to, you could say go into my documents, go into my Duke Energy folder, blah blah blah, until you locate the document that you want to add. So now I'm going to click this one time, and then I'm going to choose Insert. Also, I could double click. Alright, the next thing it asks me, do I want to create this as an attached file? Do I want to insert the spreadsheet? Do I want to insert a chart or graph? Well, I don't have a chart or graph to insert, so my options right now are going to be attach file or insert spreadsheet. Well, before we make a selection, let me explain to you the difference between the two of these. If I attach a file, then what it's going to give me is it's going to give me a little icon over here that looks like Microsoft Excel. It's going to have the little E, and that's actually going to be a link back to the original file. So if you are using OneNote for its cloud resources and its availability offline from other computers, and attaching a file that lives on your computer may create a problem for you if you happen to be logged in somewhere else and want to see this file. The second option is Insert Spreadsheet. If I choose this option, it's going to actually insert the spreadsheet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate both for you real quick. I'm going to start with the attach Insert Spreadsheet. So I'm going to click that, and bam, there it is. It's populated. It's a spreadsheet. Now, no matter where I'm at in the world, no matter who I'm sharing it with, they can see this, and they do not have to have access to the file that lives on my computer. Alright, now I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to File Attachment, Power Bill, Insert. Now I'm going to do it as a file so you can see the difference. Alright, now I have inserted a file. The only way for me to view what is here is to actually come back to this file, double click that file to open it, and then it will open up the original spreadsheet. So depending on what your needs are and whether or not you will always be working from your computer, or if you're doing a shared document or you need access from other computers, then that's where you would determine whether or not to attach it as a spreadsheet or attach it as a file. The next thing that I'm going to do is right here beside this file, I want to insert a checkbox, something to remind me to pay the bill by a certain date, and then a place where I can check it off once I have inserted, or once I have made that payment. So I'm going to come back over here to my Home tab, and I'm going to notice that I have a Tags column. Well, in this case, and we'll explore tag a lot deeper in a later lesson, but for right now I just want to insert right here where my cursor is a to-do tag. Alright, now I have a box, and I'm going to say pay by October the 1st of 2014. Alright, and then later on when I come back, say on September the 30th at, or possibly October the 1st at 5 p.m. because I'm the kind of guy that pays my bills at the very last minute. I could come in here, I could open the bill, I could view it, I could pay it, and then I could just put a check mark. Next time I come back and look at this sheet, I can say, yep, I checked it off. Maybe I'll put a little side note over here, keeping in mind that in OneNote I can click anywhere on the page and say paid on October 1st. And if I want to know what time I paid it on October the 1st, what can I do? I can come up here to my Insert tab, and I can insert a date and time, a time, or a date. So I'm just going to do time because I've already put the date. I paid it at 12:21 p.m. So there you go. And that's it for today's lesson. You guys have fun creating all your months, creating your check boxes, linking your bills, scanning them into your computer, however you want to do that. You may want to retrieve them offline, and I'll teach you in a later lesson how we can